Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. And so glad to share some energy with you and have you here with me today. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath, and tonight we're going to get right into it. We are going to talk about the love languages because it's Valentine's Day, and I wanted to give you some cliff notes. My angel said to do so, and you guys know that I understand the assignments. I wanted to get that done for you. So let's talk about the 5 primary love languages. They are words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, gifts, and physical touch. You will find a little quick playlist here. It's so funny. I intended them for them to be quick, and we started off at 8 minutes, and it's evolved. And I noticed like the last one was like 14 or something. You guys know me. Words of affirmation, if you can't tell, is my primary love language. Anyway, so I would like to talk to you guys now about physical touch. The important thing to understand, excuse me, not physical touch, gifts. We just covered physical touch. I guess somebody needs some physical touch. Okay, happy Valentine's Day. The important thing to understand about our love languages is that we cocktail them, right? We are never just one primarily, right? It's primary, it's at the top, but we will usually incorporate 3 to 4 to 5, and that's how we stay alive. And that's how our love stays alive. So here's the other thing that's important to know. You may not speak the same love language as your partner. So the person that you're married with, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, non-gender, non-binary, cisgender, whatever, you name it, may not be speaking the same love language as you. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your friend, your cousin, your bestie may not speak the same primary love language as you. And that's why it's important to investigate, talk to them, and figure it out. And there are easy ways to figure that out. But right now, let's talk about, if you do know what it is, how to appeal to their love language, right? So let's talk about gifts. So if you have someone in your life that gifts is their primary love language, let's talk about the things that they would like. Or if gifts are your primary love language, let's talk about the things that you like. And so the first thing in my little handy dandy notes here is try random gifts that make you think of them. So if someone loves gifts as their primary love language, a little rando gift, it could be something like a bubblegum machine, like ring from your first date, or maybe it's something that sparks a childhood memory for them, a ring pop or something like that. It could be as simple as that. If someone likes gifts, it doesn't have to be extravagant. I put the location as diamonds are a girl's best friend, that iconic movie, and Marilyn Monroe singing that. But the truth of the matter is, and of course, if we're talking about diamonds, let's talk about conflict-free diamonds, okay, guys? Mechanically sourced, generated diamonds that are no longer causing people to lose their limbs. Hashtag we all must be aware. Hashtag stay woke. But if you like a trinket and you like a tchotchke, then someone who likes a trinket or a tchotchke is not going to care how much it costs. They just like that it's a tchotchke trinket that they can collect, that they can have, that they can keep, that they can hold in their little hands and know that you thought of them. So try that. A little random gift that made you think of them. Try being intentional with gifts for special occasions. So I love to put together gift sets, string together a lot of meanings, and that touch all of the senses. So when I give a gift, I usually want to touch, smell, taste, sound, whatever. I'm hitting a lot of the senses in any gift that I give to someone because I want to appeal to them and trigger any happy memories for them that would connect our relationship dynamic. Now, a lot of my experience with gifting is with friends. I'm a gifter. That is one of my secondary love languages. I really like gifts. And so I give them with like great splashiness. I must say, it's the Leo in me. I do love a splashy gift, and I give a good splashy gift. But I always try to appeal, and it's a little over the top, team too much. Me and my bestie laugh about that a lot. I am team too much. But that's because that's how I love. It's never that I'm calculating and like, okay, and doing like the receipts and calling my CPA for write-offs. It's that I just love to give that much, and it makes me happy. So cost doesn't matter to me. That's not to everybody, but it doesn't matter. But someone whose primary love language is gifts isn't going to care. If you special for special occasions, it's going to send them there. It's going to take them there. It could be a sweet gift. If someone loves animals, like Bestie does, it could be a donation to the ASPCA. It's never about money exchanging our hands, but it's about the energy of saying what you need to say in that gift, and just saying like, I know how special this is to you. I love you. Something like that could be a gift for someone who enjoys gifts. And I will tell you, for my bestie, she's not a tchotchke person, so I have to get creative because I am a tchotchke person. She likes experiences and adventures, so I'm always thinking of ways to gift that to her in her own way, because she would rather have a house that is like more minimalist, and I am like, is there a space on my wall left? Like that's we have different love languages that way, and different ways that we exist. But I have found a way to still love her and gift her in the ways that she sees it fit, and that it works for her, where I'm not filling up her house with clutter, right? So that's one thing to understand. Not everybody, even if their gift love language is that, may want a bunch of stuff. It may be more experiences. As we move on, let's talk about them. Send them a surprise at work. So a little gift basket of their favorite kind of foods or something. That's something that I will do with a bestie, or will do with a spouse or someone that's in my life, or will do with a parent. There's edible arrangements, and there's beautiful flower arrangements and all kinds of stuff. And there's a really great site. If you have someone who has a primary love language as a gift, especially since Valentine's Day is coming up, I think there were too many shopping days too close to it for it to work right now, but this is just something to keep in mind throughout the year. It's called Uncommon Goods. I had a boss introduce it to me many years ago when I was in corporate America, and he was curating stuff, and he was a Pisces, and gifting was one of his primary love languages, and he always had the most quirky, interesting stuff on his desk, and he was always giving interesting gifts. And he put me on. He was like, it's Uncommon Goods. Well, now they have an internet catalog. At the time, it would be sent, and I would like pan through it every time it would come, because I was the one working the front desk there in the business office, and so I would get the mail, and I was like, oh, here's your stuff, Mr. Grossman, it's arrived. So anyway, Uncommon Goods is a great catalog to check out online for if you want to really curate a special gift. Yes, it's a little pricey and spendy, but if you want to get something for somebody that really appreciates a really cool, neat thing, they have the coolest, neatest things in there. So check that out. Also, pick up their favorite flowers or candy. So if your lover enjoys that, then that's the way you can go. Let's say they don't. Like, I have bestie that is always on health kicks, and really wonderful for my life anyway, and for hers too. She is really good about her health. So one year I sent her fruits, like really curated dry fruits that look like candy, but they were actually not, and they were much less sweet, and they were less on the glycemic index, and they were actually healthy, and they had nuts in them. But that's what I wanted to send her, because I knew that she wouldn't necessarily appreciate candy, because she's on her fitness, up in the gym, just working on her fitness. God's her witness, right? So if someone don't sabotage people, guys. We know Valentine's candy is like a thing that happens, but if someone is like working on their fitness and working on their like health life, maybe find an alternative. Maybe send them a subscription box that might be like to a vegan meal thing. That's a fantastic. These subscription boxes for people that loves gifts are fantastic. And even if you haven't got a Valentine's Day yet for somebody, you can do that today, because that will get sent in the mail. They can get an email about it. And even if the box doesn't arrive by Valentine's Day, they will know that amazing, delicious food that they don't have to think about is on the way. And someone who loves gifts is going to love that. There's subscription boxes for pickles, and for beer making, and artisan like bread, and for teas, and like, if you name it, if you Google it, for snacking, for snacks around the globe. Like, if you want a curated subscription box, we are in the world for that. The pandemic assured it. It's a booming multi-million-dollar business, multi-billion probably at this point. So please tap into that. There is a gift box for that. You can do a month, 2 months, a few weeks. If you like weed and you're in a state that it's legal, you could send subscription boxes for weed. Like, the sky's the limit. So if someone's primary love language is a gift, you can find a way to tickle their fancy and address it. The last thing I have here is buy them tickets to an event that they like. So for Bestie and me, we love certain concerts and stuff, and we were like always searching for the perfect moment. So there are times where I'm like, I'm on it, Bestie, like I'm signed up for the wish list gift thing and whatever. Like, there was one artist we wanted to see, and we had to sign up for a lottery and all that stuff to make the dream happen and whatever. And even though we were going through all of that, and I had talked to her about it, I wasn't necessarily surprised, but I knew that an experience is something that she loves. So I was like, concert tickets to this person, we're both going to be through the freaking roof, and it includes a trip and all the things that we love to do. Hashtag happy adventure. But the gift would have been the tickets, right? And even if you can't surprise someone, and you kind of have to know because the schedule's involved or whatever, they still will like that you're thinking of taking them to a show. Is it a comedy show? Is it Broadway? Now that we're back on Broadway, and then we were off because of girl, I can't say it. I'm going to say Omarion. That's not the right word, but on YouTube they get really funny about saying things associated with the panorama. But Omarion, that put the icebox where our heart used to be over the holidays, where everybody got sick again. So then Broadway closed down again. That's a big deal for me and Bessie. We like plays and all of that stuff. So whatever you like for your person, whether it is bestie, husband, or wife, find a ticket that will suit them just right. Is it to a local thing? Is it to a wine tasting? Is it to a sip and paint? There are all types of things that are opening up again with social distancing that you can go to. Is it to a virtual concert or event, then you can do that too. I've done that in the past with other people that I used to know, taking them to spiritual retreats because they loved them so much, or they liked the person speaking at it. So tickets, excuse me, guys, is a great way to have at it with a gift as well. Homemade gifts are a big deal too. Yes, we may not always want the hole punch card, but for people that like gifts, they do. They want the card that you actually made, that you went to Michael's and you cut out and you did the things with. That means something to them. And if you can't gift them something, maybe a coupon book with gifts of quality time. You'll mix together a couple of the cocktail primary love languages, but you will appeal to their senses that you spent time on it and it was something that you're giving them, and they will appreciate it. If you guys have any comments or ideas below, I'd love to hear them. I'm going to check out the comments. Jess Siri says, falling asleep, but these were great. Thank you, Jess. Good night. Jess says, so happy you're back in action. Your videos are an endless well of dopamine, grace, and warm fuzzies. Aww. Jess Theory, words of affirmation. She and I are kindred spirits, and that just lights my heart up. Thank you. Thank you. I am feeling back in action in the best way, leaving all of the stuff behind. Sometimes, guys, we go through moments, and I will say Jess Theory and others have been along for the ride, and they were patient with me, a core audience of just a few who let me do what I needed to do as I processed some things. So it's not always easy. Love languages don't always leave us feeling breezy. Sometimes we go through hard times, but just as kind words there directly speak to my love language. And I'm so happy to be back to help raise vibrations, because that's literally why I incarnated. And I'm here in this nation and touching other nations as well. You guys touch nations too. It's not just me and it's not just you. Together, we are light workers and empaths, and we are a network of people across the globe that connect, from people from Australia to Canada to Quebec, Canada, same place, to Peru, to Australia, to Alaska too. I've got to talk to people all over the globe, South Korea. I am so grateful for you. Everyone that has popped in, everyone that has written letters, everyone that sent well wishes and hope for me to get better. See, this is how I love you. Words of affirmation. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for filling up my cup. Thank you for saying the kind things you said. Thank you for letting me cry when I needed to cry. Thank you for letting me well, thank you for not letting me die when I thought I was going to die. You guys have been incredible, and you have held space for me and spoken life over me, and I don't have enough words. I don't have enough thank yous. I am so grateful for you. All right, guys, go out there into the world and find the love language of your person and connect with them in the way that makes them feel seen. Forget about what makes you feel seen. As Jess just did with me, she knows exactly how to touch my soul. It's beautiful words, and I love to hear it. But it may not be that for your person, so you need to figure out what it will be. Is it gifts? Is it physical touch? Is it acts of service? Is it quality time? And if it's affirmation, words of affirmation, then come to this channel and I'll point you in the direct direction. I promise you, you'll be fine. But even if it's not, you're going to find your way too. Wishing you nothing but the best Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.